Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and I had the privilege of attending another premiere last night. This one for the theatrical release of Saint Agatha, a horror film that was so successful on the festival circuit that it has earned itself a North American theatrical release. This comes from director Darren Lynn Bousman, who you might know from directing Saw 2, 3, and 4. So that should give you an idea of the kind of movie that you are in for. All right, so today I want to bring you my spoiler-free review of Saint Agatha. Now, if you like unsettling horror films, this movie is for you. This is deeply unsettling from the first image through some of the last. It gives you that sense that you're never safe, that your main character anyway is never safe, and it raises questions, not all of which it answers. Which I think is a great way to end a horror movie, where you have that like, ooh, well, what about that thing, and what about that thing, and certainly gives the creators room to play should they desire a sequel. So as I put in the title, this is like Saw meets the Nun. Now, I didn't see the Nun, but from what I understand, and for whatever all the buzz about this film at the premiere, this is very much kind of what the Nun wanted to be. It doesn't have the same supernatural elements in it, or at least not as intensely, but it definitely, it's from what I've heard, it definitely packs a weightier punch. It goes to some darker places that the Nun was not willing to go, and it definitely mixes in some of that Saw element of your sort of torture porn genre in a sense. There's definitely some like, this character must do this thing that's horrible, as well as some pretty graphic, upsetting moments. That's like the word that comes to mind when I think of this film. It is deeply upsetting. If that's your niche for horror, man, have at it. I mean, it's got the good. I think horror films that are set a little further back, a little more period, tend to work better because they give you a better sense of isolation. In the modern world with technology, cell phones, etc., it's really hard to feel like to believably feel and buy into the world that your character is as absolutely isolated and hopeless as they seem to be. So they set you up in the 1950s in this nun's home, in this little convent that takes in pregnant women with no alternatives, sort of from women who haven't necessarily lived the best lives. They're not the most well-to-do. They don't have a husband to take care of them, and they need someplace to go. So they end up at this convent where the Mother Superior, played by Carolyn Hennessy, is there to look after them. Now, Carolyn Hennessy, my goodness, absolutely, like, you're gonna watch this movie and have nightmares about her. She has like it's a very Nurse Ratched kind of feel to her, where she's like, I'm just here to do what's best for you, doing just purely psychotic things with a big smile on her face while telling you this is for your own good. So that level of sadism, that intense sadism, she really captures it. It's just... And Sabrina Kern plays the main woman, and you just feel for her so much, because this is someone who it's like crap after crap after crap. She has not had it easy, and then this convent is filled, of course, with other pregnant women, with different, we don't necessarily learn all of their backgrounds, but the performances, the acting in this film is really off the chart. I mean, it really sells it to you. The fear in these women's eyes that they bring to this performance, the intensity from the Mother Superior character, and even the heart in some of the other characters we see in flashback, just really enrich this world. They make you invested in all of these characters, which just fills you with that utmost dread when you know horrible things are about to happen to them. This movie just starts out, it really builds so beautifully, and it doesn't hold back. It's not one of these horror films where you walk in, like, what were some of those ones where you're like, I spend the entire movie waiting for something to happen, and then a pot falls down. So it's not like that. It starts out, again, the initial image that you start with is like, bam! And they use some nonlinear storytelling in really excellent ways to help enrich the backstory, add suspense, help you understand the world that you're living in. And so they use that to sort of slow down the pace, because by the time you get to the convent, it's pretty much nonstop horror at that point, just ramping up in intensity and horrificness. So they cut in the flashbacks really nicely to slow down that pacing, so you're not just bombarded this whole time. You get this little reprieve, but the reprieves in and of themselves are unsettling in their own way. So you're just sort of bounced back emotionally from like, The audience was so phenomenal in this theater that we had visceral reactions to some of the messed up things that happened, like audible gasps, screams. You know, it was really an exciting film theater going experience because you could feel how the director was evoking these responses from absolutely all of you. And I had the opportunity actually to chat with the writers a little bit after the film, and they told us, they were like, oh yeah, this is like, we started way worse than this. We scaled this back like 60% or more. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't ever want to see that cut. I don't. I kind of do, like, morbidly curious, but like I don't. And I think that's the way you make a good, hard-hitting, impactful, terrifying horror film, where you just start going all out. You start as far as you can go. As you do not afraid to scandalize the audience, to take things way too far across the line, and then you just cut back slowly. You pare it down. You take this out. You take that out. You pull out the unnecessary elements until what you're left with is just as much as the audience can stomach, in some cases maybe a little bit more. And then, bam, that's what you throw on the screen. So guys, this movie is not for the faint of heart or the weak of stomach. It's not unnecessarily graphic, I would say, but there are definitely a couple moments where you might close your eyes. Like, it was a struggle for me to look in some moments. I like one eye open, forcing myself to watch, so that I could bring this honest review to all of you. And, oh God, I mean, I'm not sure that I'll ever watch this movie again because it was just that, like, oh my God. But if that's your shtick, if you're into horror film and you like something that's just gonna bam right in the face, like horror, you have to check out St. Agatha. It opens in theaters in North America tomorrow, so make sure you go check that out. It's definitely a fun theater-going experience, like I said, because of the reaction to the audience around you. It's definitely something you could watch alone in your house at night, but like, why would you if you ever want to sleep again? So probably don't do that. I mean, or do whatever floats your boat. Anyway, St. Agatha, go see it. If you're not in North America, encourage people who do live in North America to go see it, because if it does well, it might get international distribution. So, whew, I am done talking about this movie because I want to be done thinking about this movie. But it has on my high recommendation if you're into horror films. That's it. That's what I got for you. Words in English. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hit the like button. Make sure you share. Guys, if you're interested in this film and you wanted to see it do well, make sure you share this review with others so they know about it. If you know people who like horror, definitely make sure that they see this review and get a chance to go see St. Agatha. If you want to find more ways to support my channel, like buying my t-shirts or supporting me on Patreon, there's a video in one of these corners that says get involved with me, and click on that video and have all the links and information for more ways you can support this channel. Also, if you haven't checked out my little sister's music video, Forget Everything by her band Lunch, definitely go give that a watch. It's super cool. All right, we'll be back again with more mindless entertainment tomorrow, probably.